Do you know how I made my first million? On the stock of Oroco Resource Corp. Do you know how I lost my first million? On the stock of Oroco Resource Corp. Do you know what this video is about? Yes, you guessed it, about Oroco Resource Corp. Now, if you're not interested in making a lot of money, this video is not for you. I mean, the stock is exploding. It is up a lot during the last few days. And the reason why I'm saying this is because some people prefer to watch others make a lot of money. They themselves prefer to live modestly. Living in a mansion and driving a Ferrari is not for them. And I respect that. Hey, there are many benefits to being poor. You can always say, hey, I'm from the hood. The streets raised me. Nothing was given to me. All the power to you. But if you like money, then this video is for you. So why Oroco Resource Corp and why now? Well, the short answer is because by Christmas, the stock could potentially double, and by the following Christmas, it could go up as much as 10x or more. The reason why the stock is exploding right now is because of this guy. His name is Faisal Rodriguez, and he is the Senior Vice President of Torex Gold Resources, a $5 billion gold mining company from Mexico. Last week, Oroco Resource Corp announced that he is investing $1 million into Oroco Resource Corp. So why is this important? You see, Oroco Resource Corp owns an asset called Santo Tomas that has a net present value of $1.5 billion. This asset is located in Mexico. So you would think that a company that owns such a valuable asset would be worth a lot of money. It would have a market cap in the hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And it would not have a chart that looks like this, meaning being down more than 90%. Well, in this stock market, anything is possible. Stupidity has no boundaries. Oroco's market cap is around $65 million, and at the beginning of last week, it was below $50 million. About a month ago, I told this discrepancy to a serious mining investor. You know what he told me? I don't believe you. This is impossible. There are a lot of smart mining people in Vancouver, because Vancouver is the capital of mining, and if this was true, they would have already figured it out. Well, I guess these smart Vancouver professionals are not that smart, and maybe they should get their heads out of their asses. Because just like they missed 100x on Oroco originally, they're gonna miss another big score. Actually, to be honest, it is kind of embarrassing. Me, a guy with no mining experience that has never been to Canada at that point of time, found 100x in their backyard while they were all sucking on their thumbs. So maybe this time they will finally pay attention to Oroco Resource Corp. Or not. I don't mind making millions of dollars again while Vancouver greats are taking their naps. Why does this discrepancy between the value of the project and the stock price of Oroco exist? Well, investors, with the help of Mexican government, convinced themselves that Santo Tomas would never get a permit. So if you have a project that cannot be permitted, then it doesn't really matter how high the net present value is, right? It doesn't matter how many times they were told that Santo Tomas would get permitted. They refused to listen. For example, several months ago, Mexican politician Mario Zamora said this.
Let me tell you something. I think this week, that uncertainty came next to zero.
Around the same time, the chairman of Oroco Resource Corp said this.
There is no ban on open pit mining on concessions that are already established.
Did investors believe it?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, Faisal Rodriguez, a Mexican mining superstar, is investing $1 million into Oroco, along with an additional $2 million coming from other Mexican investors.
Why do you like this project? What makes this project so special?
First of all, because in the place that the project is, as I told you, Choice is the more undeveloped municipality in the state. So we need this kind of projects so that people can have different opportunities. Let me tell you something. Right now, as we speak, in Choice, in the whole municipality, there's only 800 formal jobs in the whole municipality. So this project, once it's gonna be a reality, they're gonna get 800 or 900, even 1,000 formal jobs once the project is released. So it's the difference for a lot of people, for many families, for a whole region in favor of having better opportunities in their families.
Now let's hear what the management of Oroco said about Faisal Rodriguez and other Mexican investors last week.
Faisal Rodriguez and certain associates of his will be participating in a financing that we've structured specifically for individuals that are active in one noteworthy way or other in Mexico. Such individuals, we determine, will be of assistance in moving this project forward in one way or another. Prior to this point in time, over the last 6 months, we were able to develop the political support at all levels necessary to see this project through, but that was at the political level and wasn't necessarily at the regulatory level. And that's where Faisal Rodriguez comes in. He is very adept and very experienced at dealing at that level. I honestly believe that our strategic investors are the people of Mexico. Now, that may sound somewhat fanciful, but the bottom line is what I've come to understand in initiating negotiations with local Mexican business people is that there's a completely different level of understanding of the significance of Santo Tomas. And there's also a completely different feeling about investing in something that they understand and can rationalize in terms of its value. And I can tell you that Mario Zamora's marketing team has volunteered, and we're going to put together, we've already created a basic framework under which they can start to market this project nationwide in Mexico. I believe in time what's going to prove out to be our strategic investment group will be the people of Mexico. I firmly believe that. Governor of Sinaloa, very powerful man. He is overtly supportive of this project because, generally speaking, the people and the politicians of Sinaloa recognize that Santo Tomas may be the only hope, the only practical hope for meaningful economic development in that particular region. It's very, very difficult to convey an adequate representation of this of what's been accomplished in the last 6 months in terms of allowing this project to get back on the rails. People were clamoring for more drilling, more this, more that, none of which would have helped us move this project forward. And as a matter of fact, it may have put us in a position of greater jeopardy in the sense that we'd have more investment with no result. Because this is all about gaining acceptance of this project within the Mexican environmental and social parameters that the federal government has clearly established. And we're there. Compensation package for Mr. Faisal Rodriguez. He will obtain, by way of an outright purchase, a significant number of shares in the company. That's it. That's the deal. He fully expects the shares to appreciate so significantly, he hasn't asked us for anything. Nothing.
So now, let me ask you this. Do you think that Oroco's market cap should be about $65 million when the NPV of Santo Tomas is $1.5 billion? Do you still believe that Santo Tomas will not get permitted? Do you need more clues? I will give you more clues.
We've now been included in Plan Sinaloa formally. To understand what Plan Sinaloa is, it is a subset of Plan Mexico. The president and her administration have set up 14 economic hubs throughout Mexico, one of which is centered around Topolobampo, which is the port from which Santo Tomas would essentially would export its concentrate. And within that economic hub at Topolobampo, we understand that there were initially 7 projects that were identified within the context of Plan Sinaloa, and we understand recently that grouping of prospective projects may have been reduced to 4, and we remain one of those projects, one of 4.
I think that now you probably see the massive potential here. Hopefully now you understand why these Mexican investors are putting millions of dollars into Oroco as we speak. But do you know what I like the most about this current investment at the current stock price? The upside is massive, but the downside is protected.
There's a residual value, a current value that exists in that project today. I am absolutely confident that that number, that amount, the value of that project today in a fire sale mode is a multiple of our current share price.
There's a high probability that this project will transact, and that we'll get to the endpoint successfully. From my perspective, 95%.
We've all heard the numbers associated with where this project may ultimately end up in terms of a buyout valuation. And those numbers are relatively stratospheric to where we are today. I prefer not to think about that. I just look at where we are today. When we talk about the disconnect between our current share price and the value of the company, most often people are talking prospectively. And those numbers are 10 and 12 times from where we are at a trading level today. And to me, it's impractical to think that way. Where we have to basically focus for today is what the value of the project is today. Then we can focus on what that may become in time. But I think that the real security in this project today and the security in investing in it today is the value of this project today. The question is, just out of curiosity, if there was a fire sale, what would the price be? I can tell you what mine is somewhere in the range of minimally 150 million and as high as 250 million. And I'm told by anybody that I've spoken to on this subject that I'm too conservative, that this project today in its current form would sell for more than that.
So listen up. Oroco Resource Corp has a market cap of about $65 million. Santo Tomas, Oroco's asset, has a net present value of $1.5 billion. Well, actually, it's even more, because at the time that this was calculated, copper price was 20% less than it is today. So the NPV is closer to $2 billion or more. And politicians want this project, people of Mexico want this project, the governor of Sinaloa wants this project, the president of Mexico wants this project. Now Mexicans with serious connections are investing millions of dollars into Oroco. The stock is starting to soar, and in my opinion, this is just the beginning. While the Vancouver mining grades are still napping.